Här alldeles utanför Las Vegas centrum så har Hillary Clinton precis avslutat sitt sista väljarmöte inför lördagens caucusval. Nevada, den viktiga delstaten som hon förmodligen trodde hon skulle vinna lätt, har enligt opinionsundersökningarna visat sig bli ett riktigt tight race med Bernie Sanders. Om det här ikväll räckte återstår förstås att se.
I came out to support Hillary Clinton so we can show the public how many people are excited about her becoming the first woman president. Not only is she going to be the first woman president, but she is far, far, far more qualified exactly than the other candidates, be it the other Democratic or the Republicans. If anybody were to watch her history, she has been doing, supporting children and democratic issues from the time she was in high school.
So basically, this looked like a done deal in Nevada, right? She was so way ahead of Bernie before. Now it isn't a done deal. Do you have any explanation why that happened?
I do. Bernie is selling a dream.
To the young ones.
He's selling a dream to the young ones without pragmatic issues and plans to develop and make his dreams come true. Hillary has a dream and she's pragmatic. She has plans. If you listen to any of her issue statements, she has plans that will accomplish everything. And Bernie is a socialist. He's a democratic socialist now. He was an independent, but now he's a democratic socialist. He loves your country. He loves Sweden. And he would like everybody to have free school, free health. He has many other issues. However, he hasn't been able to convince some of us how he's going to get it through our complicated Congress. So we're betting that Hillary can do that.
That's the issue, right? He's a lot of talk with Bernie, but how is he going to make it happen?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And the young students, that the majority of his followers are young. They haven't watched the gridlock or paid attention to the gridlock in Congress. They really, have a dream, and that's pretty awesome. But I don't think they comprehend how it's going to get done.
Well, I wanted to see what Hillary had to say tonight. As yet, I'm undecided on whether I'm going to go with Hillary or Bernie Sanders. So I'm still formulating ideas.
So what are you hoping for her to say tonight?
Well, I'm actually hoping how she's going to explain we can get over this obstructionism in Congress. We've got a Republican Party that doesn't want to move forward with any policies. All they want to do is obstruct. I don't know whether that's just based on the fact that we've had the first African American president in office and it's strictly a reaction to that, or if they actually have any policies they can put forward when the next president comes in to move us forward as a country.
So, as of right now, why are you undecided, so to speak? What's good and bad with Hillary, and what's good and bad with Bernie?
Oh, that's a good one. Bernie's excited a lot of younger voters, which I think is important. I think we get younger people get involved in politics. It's going to move us forward. It's going to gain momentum. I like his ideas. I like his universal health care, public college free for those that are deserving of it. I think that's important. Hillary, unfortunately, has a history, and I think that is somewhat of her albatross. Until we get a lot of questions answered openly, that she can clear out the dead air and answer questions about the email service. Unfortunately, it's going to keep dragging, like, as I said, an albatross around her neck until she gives some concise and open answers regarding it.
So basically, was this enough of Hillary to convince you to vote for her?
I think it was. I think I saw a lot of the different aspects she was going for, social reforms and economic reforms. So it was a little bit of everything to push me forward voting for Hillary.
You guys, you young voters, you're supposed to be with Bernie though, right?
Well, we got to keep it realistic, and I think Hillary is not only appeals to the young voters, but to a lot of the reasonable voters who really want the best for Americans and the young citizens. So a lot of Bernie supporters, I think, can't keep things in perspective and what is electable and what is not and what can actually pass. And so I think Hillary is the best chance for us to move forward in social and economic reforms without not, angering the Republicans.
And what about you? Was this enough to convince you?
It definitely was. I have a pre-existing condition, especially what she talked about with healthcare, so that's one thing that resonated with me a lot throughout her speech. Also just listening to how she wants to reform things for women and for underprivileged minorities, it just inspires the people. I think that's one thing that she does really well, even if people say she's not as pragmatic as Bernie. I think that with this speech she can really convince people to vote for her and just that she's the change that we need, and I think that's the most important thing that we need to realize. So yeah, I would definitely think that this is enough to push her ahead.
Nevada got a little harder than people thought, I would think. A lot of people thought she was going to win this easy. Why is it's so hard here?
I think there's just a lot of people who listen to Bernie and think it's the best thing for Americans, and without realizing the push and pull there is in politics and just the forces that are trying to keep his ideas from happening. So I think it's a really hard race, especially with people who want this almost utopian ideal to come out and that don't realize we can't make perfection happen, but we can at least try, and we can push for social reform as hard as possible, but it needs to be the right person who can deal with a bipartisan Congress and just to be able to do what we need to do to push ourselves in the right direction. And it may not be all at once, but at least we're going somewhere.